Roberto De Zerbi is not only the favourites with the bookmakers to become the new Chelsea manager, he has now officially been announced as on the shortlist, and some sources claim it is as close to a nailed-on certainty as it could possibly be. We're going to take a look at De Zerbi potentially joining Chelsea, Arsenal's pursuit of a new midfield player, and a new goalkeeper that could be on his way to West London. Hit the like buttons. Make sure you are subscribing. Let's go. Here are the latest odds you can see with a number of bookmakers across the UK. Robert De Zerbi, or Roberto De Zerbi, it should be, is the favourite with the vast majority of these bookmakers. This is where football fans are putting their money. The bookmakers also set these based on stories they're hearing and their understanding of the situations. With Enzo in second place, Kieran McKenna there in third, Almiron still seen as fourth on the list, and Jose Mourinho above Thomas Frank. But it has been confirmed today that the shortlist, which we knew had McKenna on, we knew had Enzo, and we knew had Thomas Frank on it, doesn't have Almiron included, but now does officially have Roberto De Zerbi on it. And we spoke at large last week after the dismissal or the removal or the exit of Poch, whichever word you want to use, about De Zerbi. And there was a few things that came up. Firstly, there was no credible link to him. The bookmakers had him quite high on the list, but there was no credible link. No journalists were talking about it. There were no stories coming out. And the theory was that he really wanted to go to Italy. The Juve job was being discussed, but that's pretty much done and dusted as of right now with Motta joining. So the De Zerbi situation kind of went a little, not stagnant or stale, but it trod water for a few days. Now a number of journalists, the likes of Ben Jacobs, you've had Sky Sports as an entity that have come out and been very public and stated that De Zerbi is now on that shortlist. So, of course, we had that news. It's fairly public. I reached out to a very credible source, someone that I know and trust. The news has already been put into our group chat, by the way. So if you're part of the Football Terrace group chat, you already know what I'm about to say to you. If you haven't joined it yet, scan that QR code on the screen and get yourself signed up to it. Now, there's exclusive news that goes in there. Plus, we put all the links to our shows in there so you don't miss anything. But what was stated and we put in earlier, and this is me now talking to this individual, I said De Zerbi now links in a conversation about Chelsea. And this is what was told to me. It's nailed on from one source. He said it is a virtually a done deal, and waiting to be announced from the 1st of June, which is only a handful of days away. Now, what I will add is it's one source that's fed into this individual that it's almost a nailed-on certainty and virtually a done deal. So only one source has said that, but they're all linking De Zerbi to Chelsea. So my first thing I want to ask Chelsea fans is, what do you think and feel about that? What is your instant gut reaction to De Zerbi coming in? If this story is true, look, I'm going to be honest, I'm a bit jealous. I think he's a tremendous coach. I think he plays wonderful football. I understand the question marks that sit over him. The defensive record this season, the kind of lack of progression at Brighton. But I caveat all those challenges with, what would you do if over three seasons running, 2 or 3 or 4 of your best players leave? Because that's the model of the football club. Would Pep progress his City team if he lost these best players every summer? Would Arsenal be challenging for the Premier League if they lost their best players every summer? Would Real Madrid be where they are today if every summer or two they lost their best players? The answer is no. So to put that all on De Zerbi, I think, is exceedingly disingenuous. And it's not, for me, you're not being intellectually honest with the conversation. There are definitely question marks over him. This will be the biggest challenge of his career. But I think if Chelsea pull this off, it is a phenomenal piece of business for them. I want to get your views. I want to get your opinions in the comments section below. Now, staying with Chelsea, there's also a report today that they may be looking to put a £20 million bid in for James Trafford, of course, former City player, now at Burnley. Despite signing both Sanchez and Petrovic last summer, the current managerless Blues are expected to be in the hunt for another goalkeeper. And I don't personally blame them. I don't think Robert Sanchez is good enough. And Petrovic, I'm not convinced by him either. Chelsea fans, maybe. I'm personally not. I think James Trafford is a very talented, very capable goalkeeper who, under the right guidance and management, can and will have a very, very, very solid career indeed. So Chelsea fans, I want to gauge your views on needing a new goalkeeper as well. Now, staying in London, same sources as the Zerbi news have shared this today. So from all sources I have, there are three names that were consistent across all of them. Now, this is about Arsenal and their pursuit of a new midfield player. Bruno Guimarães, Onana, and Martin Zubamendi. This Bruno is well documented. It says, I've previously, from my conversations with people around it from our side, we wouldn't pay the release clause and would look to negotiate unless our hand is forced, which typically means, when I say hand is forced, another team coming in, etc., forcing them to pay more than they really want to. But Arsenal look at Bruno Guimarães, they want the player, they know there's a release clause, but they're going to try and negotiate that price down. Some Arsenal fans will say, just pay it. It's not my money. I don't care. Remember, that's all nonsense. You should care how much your team pays. You should always try and negotiate the price down where you can, because 5 million saved here, 10 million saved there, 20 million on that deal, that adds up to another player or two over the course of time. Sometimes you have to get it done, as the message here says. It also goes on to say that Onana has seemingly fallen out of favour with Dyche at Everton. Everton are in serious financial difficulties, and the sale of Onana is expected to be imminent. He could go for up to 70 million. So when you look at the players on this list, Zubamendi, everybody's very, very aware of him, how good he is. The other two seem to be higher on the priority list due to their Premier League proven track record. Onana, 70 million, or Bruno Guimarães could be as high as 80 or 90 million when you speak to these individuals. But Arsenal, either which way, you can see are looking to really strengthen that midfield area. Thomas Partey could be on his way out, and then he didn't play anyway, but he's leaving. Big stories today about the likes of Smith Rowe, who can adopt a midfield role, but also plays further up the pitch. Fabio Vieira seemingly just hasn't worked. It was an investment that was made. Hasn't turned out the way Mikel Arteta wanted. All of these players either gone or looking to go this summer, and bolstering that midfield is high on the priority list for Arsenal. Will there be more than one midfielder coming in? That will all depend on price. So that's why it's important to try and negotiate the price down. If you can shave 20 million off Onana, shave 20 million off of Bruno Guimarães, who knows? Maybe they could do a madness and really make it one of the strongest midfields in Europe. But Gooners, I want to get your opinion on this. Bruno Guimarães, Onana, Zubamendi. You have been linked more through fans than anything else to the likes of Frankie de Jong. Where do you think you need to improve this summer in midfield? What is the profile of player that you want Edu and Mikel Arteta to focus on? Are they on that list that we've just shown you here? Is it these three that you see as the absolute pinnacle? And when it comes to Bruno Guimarães, what about the situation with Alexander Isak? Because that's a hard deal to get done irrespective. But if you sign Bruno Guimarães, there's no way Newcastle will let two of their players go to Arsenal. So what would you rather your team focus on? I'd love to get your views. I'd love to get your opinions in the comment section below in relation to this. As ever, the team of journalists that help share this news, they're going to be working with us this summer in our group chat, sharing information with you ahead of time, before it goes out onto social media, before it goes out into newspapers. So make sure you get joined now. It's free of charge. You won't be spammed. No one else can get your number. It's a protected group. So go and sign up to the Telegram group chat right now. Until next time, take care. Goodbye. God bless. And I'll see you soon. Peace.